So after a couple of weeks of hands on this TV, I have finally come to my review. Before I start, I want to say that if you like to see more on this TV, check out my previous videos, where I connected to the Xbox One X, the PlayStation 4 Pro, side-by-side comparisons, and some of my personal settings I used. If you're in the market for a 4K TV, or if you like this kind of videos, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I review TVs, but I get my hands on with them, with real-life scenarios and side-by-side comparisons. You can also help the channel grow by supporting me on Patreon. These TVs are not cheap. Sometimes I have to borrow money so I can do my review on them. So your support will truly appreciate it. As always, I'm leaving the links in the description if you like to support or donate, or if you like to follow me on the social media, or if you like to buy this TV. Alright, so I'm going to start with what I like about it. For starters, it is very well built. Sony has a reputation of high quality products. Last year, X900E was one of the best TVs in 2017. And with that in mind, Sony only had to improve a few details and add new features. I'll talk about that in a minute. In the back of the TV, you'll find the I/O ports on the left hand side. You'll find the IR blaster, video and audio ports, 2 USBs and HDMI port 1 on the side, and 3 more HDMI ports facing down along with another USB port, optical audio port, LAN connection, and the antenna for cable connection. Keep in mind that only HDMI port 2 and 3 are enhanced for 4K HDR at 60 Hz, which is ideal for console gaming or 4K HDR movies. The legs of the TV also serve as cable management, so you can keep everything nice and clean. Talking about this TV stand, a lot of people criticize Sony for the design, but I think they're great, especially if you have the Sony HT-X9000F Soundbar. When I fired up the TV for the first time, I was impressed by the sound. It has this 3D audio coming from the back that sounded loud and clean, but don't expect deep bass from it. And of course, I do recommend at least a soundbar to improve it, but I was surprised how clean it sounded.
This is the volume from the TV. And oh wow, it sounds really good. As a matter of fact, it sounds really good. I'm liking this audio. Kind of sounds like a 3D audio sort of thing. I don't know.
Alright, let's jump into the picture quality. Just like last year's X900E, the new X900F comes with full array backlighting. This means that the backlight LEDs are distributed throughout the area behind the display, and as a result, they can be activated or deactivated in highly specific areas for delivery of what is called local dimming. This local dimming means a much better and darker contrast performance, and as a result, darks stay darker while bright areas are exceptionally bright. Local dimming is one of the most important features for delivering high picture quality specs, and the X900F is fantastic at it. HDR or high dynamic range is another important feature in today's 4K TVs. It enhances the realism and color vibrancy of HDR master content, and the X900F offers great colors on both HDR and SDR. It also does a great job upscaling non-4K content. Oh yes, and one of the new features of the TV is the addition of Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. I use this through Netflix and Amazon Prime, and also watch movies through Vudu, and they look spectacular. Sony is also well known at handling motion, and with the addition of X motion clarity and the 120Hz panel, the X900F does a great job. The first thing we look into TV for gaming is the input lag. Fortunately, the X900F does a great job. With only 24 milliseconds at 4K HDR, games look and perform great. You can also use X Motion Clarity feature for a smoother performance without adding input lag into your games. Or you can also lower the resolution for better performance with the 120Hz panel. Okay, so I already talked about what I like, but there are some things that Sony can improve. Sony Smart TVs are run by Android. It has a good amount of apps to choose from, but it is very slow. At times, hitting the action menu to get into the picture settings could take around 9 to 10 seconds.
1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10. Wow, this time it took almost 10 seconds, took 10 seconds. That is crazy.
It is not responsive when turning up the volume or down. I could not use my Voodoo for a few days. It would not let me update it. Sony could invest in processing speed on this TV. Also, the remote is very big for my taste. It has so many buttons I don't even use. Samsung remote is still one of my favorite ones. Only HDMI port 2 and 3 are enhanced for 4K HDR at 60Hz, so if you have the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X and want to connect your PC, or maybe you have a 4K Blu-ray player, you will either have to disconnect one device to connect another, or buy a splitter to take full advantage of 4K HDR, something that other brands offer in all of their 4K HDR TVs. This is a VA panel TV, which means that the viewing angles are not the best, but they're not the worst either. I've seen a lot of other reviewers complaining about this, but honestly, I've seen worse. Other than that, this is an awesome TV. Sony made great improvements over last year's excellent X900E series. Better processing, more brightness, better motion performance, resulting in picture quality that you can only find in expensive TVs. At the time I'm making this video, the 49-inch version sells for $1,100. The 55-inch version sells for $1,300 and the 65-inch sells for $2,000. If you're looking for something similar but more affordable, look for the TCL R6 which sells for $600 for the 55-inch version. Or the Samsung NU8000, which is excellent for gaming, and the 55-inch version sells for $1,000. I have reviewed those TVs as well in my channel, so if you'd like to learn more about them, make sure you check out my previous videos. Alright guys, so that's it for me right now. Thank you so much for your support. I'm Joelster, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Joelster out.